WP, you're an immortal 30-year-old looking serial killer who was sentenced to 1,000 years in prison. After 100 years people started asking questions, but now it's been 400 years and you're starting to outlast the prison itself. They told me it would feel like eternity. That this punishment, effectively a life sentence for humankind, would be worse than any demise a mortal government could have awarded me. This, they said, was worse than mercy. Worse because death was a luxury that cannot afford to wait. But I could. I would have 1,000 years to do so. And I would do it alone in solitary confinement all the while, until I was raving mad and scratching at the walls. They imagined that I would claw until my fingers bled as nails tore off into the concrete begging for death instead. Anything, they assured me, surely anything is better than 1,000 years alone. Even death. And at the time, they laughed. When I was first convicted, their humor was a gross over-exaggeration of the sentence. After all, they probably assumed that I would be dead within the next 50 years. But humans know nothing of their own mortality and even less of patience. Mankind often makes the mistake of assuming that their permanence will remain long after the individual, or the state, crumbles. They build large and extravagant structures that will surely last the test of time, unaware of how little time cares for such trivial endeavors. Humankind, in its own temporary way, only knows how to make temporary things. And even when those things outlast the individual, they no longer retain meaning once the man has left it behind. Without people, a building is just a building. It means nothing and corrodes all the same. They told me that the sentence fit the crime, that my solitary punishment was just as inhuman as my actions were. That in the dark, by myself, I would be driven mad by my own hubris. And oh, how simple it was. To prove them wrong by standing still alone. Folded against the back corner of my cell, eyes glazed over. After the first 3 weeks, the guards assumed that I had already succumbed to the madness. After a year of rejecting food, water, and all other pleasantries, they wondered if I'd actually turned to stone. After the first 100 years, whispers seeped into the cell, gossiping of my validity, my integrity, my well-being. Is he real? How can he still be alive? But none opened the cell. No one was brave enough to dare. Even those who hadn't yet been born during the era before my capture had heard the rumors. The unspeakable nature of my crimes resonated longer than most of the jury members who convicted me. None of them dared to risk exposing the world to something like me. Not again.